All right. Good morning, everyone. You guys can all hear me all right? Great, thanks. If you're at home, we're using the Holy Trinity in here prep-wise. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Welcome. Hi, Liz. Good to see you. If you're coming into class, we will grab a couple blocks, bolster, blankie, and I'm very happy to be here with each of you guys. It's always so nice. It's nice to have a nice full room. Perfect. Lots of familiar faces in here. So rich to come home, such deep community, and really just people that are like-minded in showing up to wanting to move, breathe, and connect with themselves. I always laugh when I realize I don't have anything really prophetic to say, and Jeff's in class because he's like, you're supposed to tell me something about my day, how my day's gonna go. But I think if anything, what I'm really noting for myself today is how, especially as we move in January, and I find a lot of people desire different shifts as they start into a new year, what it looks like to really create habits with yourself, for yourself, and that we are the ones that are in control of that for ourselves. So I will offer shapes and positions and transitions from one to the next. And all I'm doing is offering things with my voice for you all in a space to accept or decline. But you really are in control of that experience for yourself, of what you take in, and you can continue to acknowledge this off of your mat. We make so many choices, and we're specifically in a society that's kind of built to just continue to provide us options. So sometimes it feels like we are overwhelmed with decisions to make. And one of the best decisions I believe we can make for ourselves in honor of Martin Luther King Day, I've read some quotes throughout my classes yesterday, I'll probably do the same today, is to love, is to simply show up and choose love, that it is a choice that we get to make, and we can start that exploration of deeper divine love for ourselves, and that it will inevitably show in our relationships with everyone else that we're with, in relationship with. All of life is a relationship. Essentially, we're in relationship with ourselves, we're in relationship with life, however you want to think of that, relationship with each other. And we have a choice in each one of those individual relationships to choose love. And a lot of the times, because we're human, we don't. Sometimes it feels easier to hate or just to not love. And I think that I know that if we have a practice with gratitude, that we will ultimately be led to love. So as you show up in your body this morning, if we can show up and find things that we're grateful for that are extremely simple, I guarantee that those will have little branches that lead out to leaves and blossoms of love, if you will, into your lives. It becomes a lot easier when we show up and we start with the heart that's filled with thanks. So we'll start in a meditative seat this morning. I'm going to have us actually take some pretty deep breaths. I'm not going to title it breath work, but we'll do a little more intentional pranayama, I'll say. So if you want to prop yourself up onto a seat, rock your shoulders back, take any fidgets here, anything that feels funky to you. And in this little breath work that we'll do here this morning, I'll provide an option for you to take a hold, which just means that we'll be holding the breath for quite some time, but you, once again, are in control of this experience, and you can take a deep breath whenever you'd like. So the way we're going to start by breathing this morning is taking really deep breaths in through the nose, and then just passively out like this. So you can kind of see in my body it coming in and up. Yeah, very nice. So we'll stop for a moment. We'll start to take all of those together. We'll do that breath for about a minute, and then I'll offer a hold. So you'll take a deep breath in, you'll exhale and hold. Lock your throat and just see how long you can hold the breath for. Chances are you can hold it a lot longer than whatever you think you can do, I'll let you know as we're kind of moving through time, but just acknowledge how the body is during that hold. It's a nice moment for a meditation to really acknowledge so many intricacies that we have in our physical form. So noticing your cells, noticing maybe places you hold habitual tension, but I'll encourage you to lean into curiosity instead of judgment in this time. If you're at home, we'll start our playlist all together. And then just receive a deep breath in your seat, fill up. And exhale audibly. Start to find these breaths together. We'll take about 30 rounds. Inhale through the nose. Passive out. Again, in and out. You may start finding a slightly faster pace, continuing to take these enriching, inspiring breaths in through the nose. Passive out. Continue to do this. And after a few rounds, it may feel like work. You don't have to go at a specific pace. You don't have to take in enough breath. Don't think about doing it right. Just continue to breathe here like this. Maybe finding cool sensations or warm sensations already in the body as you take these breaths. And if you haven't already, close your eyes. Take a few more rounds. Just notice as the breath's coming in and up, if the body's responding in any way. If there's any lightheadedness, I'll encourage you to go a little slower, to breathe a little longer on the way in, passive out. See if you can take 5 more rounds in and out. In and out. Couple more, long in, passive out. Last one, deep breath in, exhale, and then just pause at the bottom of the exhale. If you need an extra sip in, a little sigh out. Seal your lips, lock your throat. Relax your shoulders. Relax your cheeks. If you can keep holding here, if you need to take a deep breath in, you'll take a deep breath in and then pause again. Holding for about 45 seconds. Absolutely no shame or judgment around needing breath at any point. Acknowledge the breath, find some gratitude for it on its way in. All together, if you haven't already, deep breath in, pause at the top. Hold for an extra 10 seconds. Notice the breath expand across your chest. Relax the shoulders, keeping the breath lifted. Audibly sigh. And then just hang out with your natural breath coming back into the space here and now. Sometimes that breath work just feels like shaking a little snow globe of your soul in a seat. And noticing the cells kind of resettle. Notice if you can find the ground beneath you, where you're grounded. Drop into your seat and then feel length from your sit bones travel all the way up your spine. Open your palms. Receive a breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, reach up and overhead, palms to prayer and gratitude. Exhale, prayer hands down the midline, thumbs at your chest, head to your fingertips. Just take a moment, actually finding some deep thanks, grace, your process this morning, whatever it might be. Breathe more oxygen into the body, breathing more life, more love into every cell. When you're ready, you can come from this seat. We'll start to travel ourselves to a tabletop on your mats in your own time and way. Our blocks will best serve us at the top corners of your mat, so you can draw your blocks at the top. Bolsters will be off to the side for later, and blankets are nice underneath your knee joints if you experience any pain specifically on the knees. They come to a hard surface. Draw your palms under your shoulders. Start by wagging our tail here and really exaggerating this movement. So hips to the left, maybe gaze all the way over to your right ankle. So allowing your neck to be an extension of the spine as you look to side and wag side to side. Exhale to one side. Inhale, center. When you're ready from those tail wags, we'll drop into center. Breathe in. Exhale, puppy pose. Start to walk your palms forward, keeping hips stacked over your knees. Lengthen your chest towards the earth, dropping chin or perhaps forehead to the mat. Notice where you can send the breath here, really acknowledging the heart space as it melts down to the earth. Just agreeing to be in your body this morning, coming back to the sound and quality of your breath. Palms press into the earth to support you back up to table. Draw your palms underneath your shoulders. Tense your hands and round actively. Exaggerated cat, buffalo through the shoulders. Tuck your chin in. Pull your tailbone down. Actively round and breathe into the back body as if you're sending your breath in between your shoulder blades. While you draw navel in and up, round deeper. Then press back into palms, find a nice even tabletop. Walk your hands all the way back to your knees and come to kneel. So we'll kneel here, take a deep breath in, reach up to the sky. Exhale, give yourself a bear hug. Right elbow will come underneath your left. And then just start to send your elbows up slightly higher. Drop the tailbone down, connect into your knees, engaging through your pelvic floor. A little gaze could lift your back body slightly up. Nice. So start to realign shoulders over hips. We'll inhale, find a cactus arm, variation between sides. Find some jazz fingers. Deep breath in. Exhale, opposite side, bear hug, new elbow underneath. Reach for the shoulders, maybe tuck the chin in first, and then start to lift the chin up. As your gaze shifts up, back body will follow. Tap tailbone down. Lift is coming from your thoracic spine. Nice, slowly realign. If you've lifted, shoulders back on top of stacked hips. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, palms come back down to your tabletop. Walk the hands out. Take any last movement here you like in cat and cow. Maybe some hip circles, head circles. Anything left over here. When you're ready, you'll curl your toes underneath you, press into your palms. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet a few times here, just lifting and lowering your heels. This can be fast or slow. Notice your inclination right away on how the body wants to move, just honoring that energy that you showed up with today. Very different each day, which is such a unique gift that we have to show up new. Every breath new, every transition, shape new, one from the next. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Ujjayi pranayama, if you haven't engaged with this rhythmic breath yet, finding a connected breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Inhale here. Exhale, ripple roll forward, high plank. Drop your knees down, modified plank. Finding a diagonal line from where your knees are to your shoulders, lengthen through the back of your neck, and then engage through your core a whole lot, drawing the tops of your hip creases a little closer towards the bottom of your rib cage. So feeling that tuck of the pelvis here, strong through your low abdomen. Spread your fingers wide, breathe in. And then exhale, start to bend your elbows like a narrow push-up. So elbows point straight back, we lower halfway down. And then all the way, chest and chin drop. Inchworm your feet back, connect into the tops of your feet. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, melt down. See if you can lighten the pressure in your palms, become heavier in your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, one more time down. This time we'll inhale cobra and pause. Stay lifted. It's going to be a very little light lift, connecting to the feet, lifting through your chest. As you stay lifted here, notice the rise and fall of your rib cage with your breath. You want to challenge, the palms can come away from the earth for just a moment. Squeeze the shoulders, breathe in. Exhale, lower everything down. Press into palms and knees. Inhale, push up back to your modified plank. Exhale, curl your toes underneath you. Active child's pose for a big reach. Inhale, tabletop, keeping toes curled under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to meet your hands. Come all the way to the top. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, ragdoll forward fold. Generously hang over your legs. Your first time here, give yourself a big, deep bend in your knees. Imagining something at the base of the spine that could roll out through the crown of the head to create more space. We're going to move through Sun A, those connected movements from push up down to a lifted heart and back to down dog. Really connecting to this concept of saluting the day. If you have variations or options you want to take through up dog, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, I'll lead you through what we just did. Connected, breath to movement. Releasing elbows if you've held on. Inhale, roll up one vertebra at a time. Exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Let's do that one more time with arms. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Just grateful to wake up this way with this breath. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, palms to shins. Exhale, walk back, high plank or modified plank. Deep breath in, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga, lower everything down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Press into palms and knees. Inhale, push up, modified plank. Exhale, active child. Inhale, tabletop, toes curl under. Exhale, down dog. Really connect to breath. 3 rounds. In through your nose. Out through your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel your way to the top of your mat. This can be tiny steps, big steps, maybe a hop or a float. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Find your breath. Inhale, rise, root down, reach out and overhead. Exhale, prayer hands to chest, samastitihi, standing at attention. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk back, high or mid plank. Pause for your inhale. Exhale, lower. Halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or up dog. This time, exhale, let yourself find your way back to down dog with your breath. This can be through the push-up. You can move through that child's pose or just draw straight back. Beautiful. 3 breaths in. Connected breath out. Long in. Deep out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, think forward. Exhale, travel top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Just take one more together. Inhale, rise, root down, reach out and over. Palms to prayer. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's take this with our breath. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, your journey back to downward facing dog. Maybe we move through our high to mid plank. Inhaling to cobra or up dog, lengthening the heart. Exhale, core leading you back however you navigate it to downward facing dog. Right or wrong answer. Offering in down dog to find a little twist when you arrive here. Lift your heels. Exhale, twist heels to the left, send toes to the right. Bend in your left knee to find a little more length to the right side body. Swivel on the balls of your feet through center, inhale. Exhale, switch, heels right, toes left, right knee now bends, left side stretches actively in a twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, just feel the heels pull back and down. Goal is not for them to touch. Goal is just to feel sensation. Then inhale, heels rise, shift your gaze forward. Exhale, maybe try just a couple hops towards your hands. Nice, Liz. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. This time, exhale, prayer hands to heart. Pause for a complete breath in. Inhale. Exhale. On an inhale, reach forward and up. Like we did kneeling, exhale, bear hug. Right elbow underneath your left. Let's just find this hug. Maybe really reach for the back shoulders. And then find a seat. Sit low in a chair pose with this bear hug. Right elbows underneath. Stay there. I'm coming out. You stay in. Just allow your breath to take over here as you hug yourself deeply. Right elbow sitting back and down into the weight of your heels. Breathe in and out. We'll come to stand cactus arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, switch. Left elbow underneath. Once you find that wrap, maybe shift from side to side. And then find your seat. Back and down. Chair pose, bear hug. Just notice how it feels different in the body when we close off the heart, when we hug in and contract. It's hard work, engaging through the core. Just acknowledge this change as we exhale one more. Inhale, open the heart, cactus arms. So much nicer to live life this way. Take one more deep breath in, gaze up. Exhale, clasp your hands at your low back. Interlace your fingers. Pull your knuckles down. Lift your chest. This is a really challenging grasp for you. Chances are it's because you're really strong. So you can always reach for elbows here if you need a little more space. Otherwise, knuckles down, hearts lift. Exhale, lower chest expansion, forward fold. We'll be here for a moment, free movement. So you can let go of this grip if it doesn't serve you. If you'd like, you can twist in this grip, dropping one shoulder to one knee and then the other. Maybe this grip comes away from low back, Head hangs heavy. Soft bend in the elbows. Increase sensation through the chest. A pulling of your wrists away from one another to increase sensation in the wrists. Take one more breath in. Exhale, hands release by way of low back, forward fold. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. This can mean that you move through your chaturanga dandasana, maybe through up dog or cobra. You can skip all of that movement entirely and just walk straight back to down dog. And then right away, we'll lift our right leg to the sky, 3-leg dog. Exhale, right foot to right thumb. Low lunge, drop your back knee. Uncurl your back toes, find your blocks. Blocks to frame your foot, right knee stacks over your right ankle. We're gonna pause here for quite a few rounds of breath. So this pause may be that we just hold the shape, starting to find a sense of cobra in the chest with your joints stacked. Notice if right knee is tracking way forward, see if we can return it back. Really root down through your right foot. Lift up through the arch of your right foot. Notice the change, small little details, changing the integrity of this asana. Lighten your fingertips on the blocks as your heart starts to lift. If you need a little movement, you can kind of shift the hips back and forward a couple times or take what you need here. So hip flossing could feel nice, shifting back, moving forward. Take another breath in. On an exhale, you'll continue to root through the right foot and we'll lift away from our block. So crescent moon lunge as you lengthen your fingertips to the sky. Find a wrist circle, one direction. Really spread your fingers wide. Notice how that creates more space, not just through the hands, but through the arms. And then pause, deep breath in. Exhale, bear hug, right elbow underneath. If you want, eagle wrap. You can find this eagle bind, right elbow underneath, left elbow's on top, and then the hands can either hold, your left hand can start to hold your right fingertips, or you can just press palms to palms. So back of the palms are touching. That's too much, you don't want the bear hug. You can also just draw forearms to touch, elbows parallel to one another. If you've got the wrap like ropes, and explore a little movement in this lunge, lifting the elbows, whether you're in the bear hug or the eagle wrap, and lowering them down. Notice how that speaks to the back body, to the shoulders. One more. And then exhale, start to unbind the arms. You got it. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink into your lunge, cactus, bend your arms, open up your hearts. Nice, let's do that twice more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower in the lunge, cactus. Do that one more time. Nice, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands find your blocks. And we'll work our way to a half split to pause, hold, and breathe. Flex your right toes, lengthen your right heel forward. Draw your blocks back so that they're underneath your shoulders, creating space for your right hip crease to lasso back. I like to manually adjust the right hip crease to pull back. And from that space, inhale to a long spine. Exhale to fold. This fold may mean that you just gently tuck the chin in, energetically rounding through the back body. If you prefer to stay long through your low back, you'll increase sensation in the shape. And then if you hinge deeper at the hips, once again, increasing the length for the belly of your right hamstring. My favorite shapes as a reminder for the connection of our breath into the areas that are requesting more space. Quiet enough, we're slow enough, we can listen to these spaces that desire more room, more breath, more life. And as you breathe here with intention, that breath is sent into the areas to create that room and that life. So much to learn from our hamstrings. You're folded in this shape, we'll start to rise from it, inhaling, peeling the heart open. On an exhale, we'll return to our lunge. Right foot plants. Palms ground. Right knee will come back to connect with left. Just slide the right knee back. Deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. All the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Press up like a push-up, knees and palms. Inhale. Exhale, active child's pose. Toes actively curl under. Press back. Inhale, tabletop. Keep the toes. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Those changes from right to left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, left leg lunge. Left foot will stamp down next to your thumb. Back knee will drop down. And these blocks can be found to frame your foot at the top of your mat. We'll stay low first before we lift out of this lunge. Find that agreement on this side to just be here. Maybe a small shift forward and back. Finding some hip flossing, very light. And then notice where you can alleviate some pressure or tension that we may be holding in the jaw, in the face, in the shoulders, head, or neck. Relaxing the shoulders, starting to lift open through your heart. Send your right hip flexor forward as your left hip lassos back. Stretching through the front line of your right thigh. From this space, we'll start to rise up. Plug through your left foot, come all the way up with your fingertips. And then notice which way you want to roll the wrists and go the other way. Awkward way, but still really active through the fingertips. Roll the wrists at the top. Breathe. Deep breath in. This time exhale, left elbow comes underneath. Bear hug or eagle wrap. So the eagle arms can bind, wrapping like ropes. Find that full grip of now left fingertips coming into your right hand. And we'll just take that same exploration here, maybe lifting the elbows, lowering them slightly. You can draw the elbows to the side as you gaze over your shoulder and then the other. Just notice where in the body is responding to these small little micro movements in eagle wrapped arms. Another breath in. On an exhale, you'll unbind the arms. Reach up, deep breath, inhale. 3 dynamic breaths as you exhale, cactus, and lower a little bit into your lunge. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, cactus down. One more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands frame your foot, top of your mat. We'll move to a half split variation. So starting to peel the hips back, flex your left toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. From this half split variation with the left toes flexed up, left thumb will hook into your hip and start to roll the hip back. If you took that adjustment first side, really honor that this side will be quite different as you start to slowly fold open the legs. Woo-wee. One side's a little different than the other quite often, so just honoring that with your breath here. Can you keep flexion in your left toes to protect your left knee? We've got a micro bend in the left knee, even if you can't see it. Keep that encouragement of the left hip drawing back. Belly of the left hamstring taking on breath. Relax your jaw, your brow. And deepen the quality and the sensation of your breath as it moves through and for you. On an inhale, you'll peel your hearts up. On an exhale, return to your lunge. Left foot will plant down, blocks will come up. Left knee will come back to meet right. Modified high plank, breathe in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Really get nice and slow with that chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower the forehead. Press into palms and knees. Tell yourself you can. Push up, like a push-up. Yeah, exhale, curl toes under, child's active. Inhale, tabletop, toes stay curled. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, fill. Empty. Inhale, gaze forward, think forward. Exhale, travel top of your mat. If you're working towards that hop, you exhale, and at the bottom of the breath, come all the way up with less air. You can find a little more flight. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Inhale, root down, reach out and overhead. Option to keep the bear hug with breath to movement or find eagle. Exhale, right elbow underneath. Find the arms, either bear hug or eagle wrap. Sit low in a chair. Full round of breath. In through your nose. Out through your nose. Eagle wraps unbind. Inhale, cactus the arms, lengthen the legs. Exhale, left elbow underneath. Bear hug or eagle wrap. Inhale here. Exhale, sit back in your chair. Full breath. Little pulse up if you want. Little pulse down. Unwrap the arms. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, hands clasp at your low back. Awkward thumb on top. Just got to honor it. Pull the knuckles down, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold, chest expansion. Second round, last round here in this shape. If you want to let the crown of the head drop down, take those wiggles with the new thumb on top. Should feel new and an experience where you can send the breath into slightly new areas in the chest, or perhaps if you gripped the palms close together last time, you could pull the palms away from one another to stretch your wrists. Really nice deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Hands release from low back. Inhale, halfway lift, palms on shins. Yogi ears on. We'll plant our palms down, heel toe out on your mat, and drop down into a Malasana squat. Your blocks are right here. Strongly encourage a block underneath your seat if you would desire it. And then just notice if we're forcing the toes to come forward, we want the toes to draw out here, heels in, so that we have space for the elbows to come inside the knees, for palms to come at prayer, shoulders to wrap down. Just pause and breathe. Integrate all of that first movement. Sun A, nice slow, low, sun B. Clearly a little theme with eagle. Eagle's my arch nemesis, so gotta do it every now and then. Remind me that we can do hard things. As an all levels and layers class, if you have any free movement from Malasana you'd like to take to get back to down dog, it is entirely yours to explore. So if arm balance is in your practice and you're really feeling crow today, more than welcome to draw the palms down and maybe find that balance for yourself as you draw back. Otherwise, really take your time. You could stretch here in your Malasana, opening up your wings, feeling that freedom of the chest, expanding, lifting. If you take something one side, take it to the other. Any crows? Nice. You're working on that crow hop back. Palms are down. Knees are clasping either on top or outside of the biceps. And then from that really strong core that we begin to lift the heels up. And maybe you shoot back. Your options all the way back to downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. And there's no grade for this yoga class. Receive a breath in. Open mouth, exhale. New shapes. Inhale, right leg to the sky, 3-leg dog. Exhale, open, bend, and stretch. Find an open hip dog. Bend the right knee, send your right heel towards your glute, and then just send breath into that. Big stretch. Maybe we ankle circle or bend and straighten the right knee a couple times. Connect here. Inhale, lengthen, level hips. Exhale, lunge in between your thumbs for warrior 2. We'll spin our back foot down and cartwheel all the way up to a warrior 2 shape. Fingertips stretch forward, back. Relax your shoulders, but deepen in the bend of your front knee tracking forward. Notice your pelvis here. If you want to find more neutrality in the pelvis floor, I like hands on hips. Tilt into the weight that's more natural in the pelvis and then spin from your ribs to open up. So we're not creating too much tension here in the lumbar as we lengthen fingertips forward and back. Deep breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Right elbow to your knee, left arm up and overhead. Imagine you could suction cup the knife edge of your left foot down and then spiral your left ribs open from that security of the left foot grounded. Lengthen through your left fingertips, press into your right elbow, strengthen through your obliques. You come right out of this into a star pose. So lead with your left arm. Inhale, lengthen your right leg, open up your right palm and swivel your right toes parallel with left. To Jenna class, shake your butts because it feels good. Nice, deep breath in. Then exhale, cactus bend your arms, draw heels in, toes out, goddess squat with cactus arms. I'm gonna stay where I am for our screen, but just imagine I'm at that prop wall, guiding you, deep breath in. Exhale, right elbow comes underneath left, eagle wrap. We'll take a little pulse up. Inhale, shoulders and elbows lift, knees lift. Nice, exhale, pulse down. And then we're gonna find a big circle to the back of our mat. So inhale towards your left knee. Exhale down through center, rounding. Nice, inhale forward. Exhale, center. Let go of your bind. Inhale, star pose. Feel how good it is to open. Exhale, parallel your feet together. Wide leg forward fold. Come all the way down. Few rounds of breaths. You have moments here where you can honor some free movement or variation of your choice. If you want to reach for ankles or reach forward or back. Any deeper inversion or combination of shapes, movement, or stillness that feel good here, take them on. 3 more breaths. Palms ground underneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk over your right shoulder to your lunge. Your block should be here for support. We're gonna walk into our right leg all together, and I strongly encourage these blocks on their third side for the most support and stability. As you step into your right leg, your left heel may barely lift away from the mat. Stabilize and strengthen in your right leg first, like you're growing roots through your right heel with a soft bend in your right knee. From that strength, maybe we rise the left heel up towards the line of your left glute for more of a variation close to warrior three. Dial left pinky toe down, lengthen through your heart. Breathe in. Just once, exhale, Shiva squat, left knee chambers outside your right. Bend, curl. Nice, inhale, lengthen. This time we're gonna exhale to a cross leg forward fold. Left foot comes outside your right. Legs are crossed. You can walk in place or separate as much as you need to just drape yourself over your legs. Soft bend the knees. The feet will not be right next to each other. So left foot's over and off to the right now, behind you. But as the legs are crossed here, we just give ourselves an opportunity to feel this in new areas of the hips, yeah? The head hang heavy. From here, we're gonna start to lift out of the left foot, plant back into the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot meets right, forward fold. And then inhale, root to rise. Press through the feet, reach all the way out and open. Right back into connecting vinyasa. Exhale, forward fold. Palms through prayer with gratitude down. Long spine. Exhale your journey back to downward facing dog. This could be through that connecting vinyasa or maybe a slow walk back. You could take child's pose for a couple breaths or stay in your grounded down dog. Notice the difference between right and left after these standing postures. So we start low and then bring it up. Just acknowledge how the body is responding. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Deep breath in, left leg high. Exhale, open, bend, and stretch. Once again, just starting to give thanks even here with a hip open that we have a leg to shoot in the sky and then bend at the knee. And maybe point and flex your toes a couple times. Just acknowledge each and every piece. You're ready, inhale, lengthen, level hips. Exhale, lunge for warrior two. Left foot's forward, spin your back foot down. Take your time to spiral open. And to press as if you've got a shelf underneath both of your arms and palms here that you could firmly press into, but that would also allow for the shoulders to soften away from the ears. So we're active through our fingertips, reaching forward and back. If you'd like to take the hands to the hips for a moment to find that neutrality in your pelvic floor, right, left knee stacks over your left heel, and then we spin from the ribs to open up. Find your breath. Excuse me. Oh, it's perfect. It's my sister. She loves to call during this class. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, left elbow down, right arm up and overhead. We are extending and reaching. Finding space through your right side body. Another great opportunity to come back to just simple gratitude here. Long lines of energy from the knife edge of your right foot out through your right fingertips. Like you could grow a little taller on your right side through this reach. Inhale, slow motion to star pose. Lead with your right arm, open up your left, spiral left toes parallel, and then give me a good solid butt shake. Especially if it feels really weird, like really try to do it. Yeah, Thanks, Sue. Good one. Deep breath in. Exhale, heels in, toes out. Cactus, bend your arms. Take a deep breath in. Your last time here. Exhale, extend or finding your eagle arms, left elbow underneath. Wrap the arms like ropes. Nice. Then little pulse up. Inhale. Little pulse down. Exhale. Inhale, reach towards your back knee. With your eagle arms, exhale, round through center. Then the inhale leads you forward and up. Exhale through center, unbind the arms, star pose. Parallel your feet, wide leg forward fold. If you want a chest expansion variation, the hands can come to low back again. You can pull the knuckles away. You may have more space with the heels apart, or you may have to walk the palms forward, or not have to do anything, but you may choose to walk the palms forward. I love that variation for wide leg down dog. So as you reach your palms forward and find spider fingers, maybe continue to shift your hips back in line with your heels. So often when we take that reach forward, the hips want to come with that energy forward. See if you can shift weight back into heels, shift hips back in line with heels, and just find that reach. Like you've got a little canopy swing of your heart towards your thighs. Very nice. Find your breath. One more in. From those down dog arms, slide the hands back under shoulders, halfway lift. Exhale, turn over your left shoulder for your lunge. It's our last big little push here, where we take one last balance. So the left foot is grounded, hips are square, blocks on their third side will be most helpful. Right knee's lifted to take a step forward into your left leg, nice and slow. Slower we go there, the more we build strength. So much strength is built from slow, steady movements. Right pinky toe dials down, stability in your left leg, deep breath in. Just once, exhale, Shiva squat, chamber right knee outside your left, bend in both knees, round like a cat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, cross leg, forward fold. Right foot will sneak behind your left, over to the left, and then just bend the knees. You can use the blocks if you'd like as you drape over your legs. Head comes down. Relax the head and neck. Slowly pitch our weight back into the left foot just to lift right toes off the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, feet come parallel. And we'll root to rise. Inhale, root down, reach out and overhead, big stretch up. Exhale, hands to heart, pause. Collect yourself with the breath. In through your nose. Out through your nose. You're going to take an eagle bounce, believe it or not. So open your eyes. That's definitely the first key. Eyes closed in eagle sounds terrible to me personally, but to each their own. I love blocks for eagle because even if you can, which is how I am human, so I lived my yoga practice for a long time of if I can, I should. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. If you can wrap fully the foot behind, great, and you feel like you're able to keep your hips level in space. We're going to be in that bent knee like we were in our chair pose earlier. If you can find that full wrap, you'll see in my body, my hips totally turn over to the side in order to do that. It's a lot of work for me to keep that bind. So I like placing my toes. So I've still got very light pressure from my foot down rather than having to reach for the floor. Can keep my knee up, but I've just got my toes balancing on that block. And then you actually can find a much deeper, strong seat in this chair. So you may hate me for this block variation because it might feel a little more in the integrity of your eagle pose than when we find that wrap and we feel a little discombobulated. It's a crazy word I haven't said in a long time. discombobulated. That's good. Right foot is what we're going to start on. So just showing that first as an option. And then also the same option with balance. If balance feels challenging for you, I always find eagle to be challenging because our gaze is kind of looking directly in front of us at the arm variation. So if you want that bear hug, then you have a much more clear straight line for something to gaze at, to stare at. And these are all layers that are going to change from time to time, day to day. So take what you need today. First, let's just shake out the feet and shake out the hands. This is how I prep for eagle. Gotta psych yourself out, jump around. It's really not a big deal. Yeah, this is my avoidance. Exactly. Liz says this is my avoidance therapy. Shake it out. Or the opposite of avoidance. Either one. Goodness gracious. Sorry, everyone. I never do that. It's always on do not disturb. All right, right foot stays. Left foot is gonna lift away from the earth first. Just keep your hands at your hips. Flex your left toes like you're walking up a flight of stairs. Deep breath in. We'll start with the eagle wrap of the legs. Exhale like you're sitting cross-legged in a chair. Lift up the left knee, bend into your right, and then maybe tap the toes on a block and level out the hips. From there, our left knee is on top. So left elbow is going to come underneath. This is your eagle. Finding that drishti point to focus on. If you're in the eagle wrap, you can look right past the palms. You can stay here, really root down through the right foot. Encourage you to lift up through the arch of your right foot. Lasso through the left hip back. Engage through your core, breathe in. And then exhale, maybe if you'd like, you nest your eagle. So like you're taking a crunch in the air to lower the elbows towards your knees. Slower we go, stronger we are here in the shape. Nice, and then just slowly coming out. Take your time. And you may not hate it as much as me, so we'll slowly unwrap the arms. See if we can come back to one leg Tadasana with cactus arms like we have throughout class. Exhale, feet down, hands down. Shake it out. Nice, beautiful variation. Just gonna offer that. Nice, let's. Our left foot's now our ground, our stability. Sometimes we ignore the foot that we're on in these balancing shapes. So I encourage you to really think about suction cupping your left foot into the earth, lifting up through the left arch of your foot slightly, but really feeling support from the ground first there. Hands on hips, right knee lifts, inhale, one leg Tadasana. Notice the hips in space. When you're ready, the right knee will come up, up, up and over, and then bend in the left knee a whole lot to tap right toes down. Hands are still on our hips first. I prefer to come into the legs so that we can find that stability. Ground beneath us, right elbow will come underneath, eagle wrap. Where's your breath? Great variations in the room. If you want to take the nest, you'll start to lower your elbows. Slow motion in that crunch to your knees. Awesome, Jeff. Nice, Doug. Take your time on your way up. Unbind the arms. See if we can plug down through that left foot. Rise up one more time. Cactus arms. Transitions are often really hard from that bind. Nice. Exhale, feet together. Shake that out. Hard work is over. Eye rolls. That's what I was going for today, Jeff. Perfect. Let it out. All right, we'll come to the top of the mat. Similar to what we did in our Malasana, but we'll just kind of find a little movement, mobility for the hips here. Nice and wide with your feet, heels in, toes out. And then open your arms like a T. And we're just gonna gently bend in the knees and sway side to side. Find your breath. Little bounce in the knees, little sway and twist through the spine. Let your arms start to become really heavy and just let them swing. Maybe swinging a little more actively. Kind of slapping the sides of the body here. And then you'll start to come out of that little squat and just let the arms slowly sway back to stillness. Take your time. Notice tingling sensations in the fingers, toes. arms, chest. Receive a breath in. Release a breath out. Inhale, reach out and overhead. Exhale, come all the way down to a forward fold. Feet are wide-ish, about mat distance. Draw toes forward. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, take a nice slow walk back to down dog with wide feet. Deep breath in. Exhale, knees down. Feet are already wide. To land the knees wide, then connect toes to touch, little diamond child's pose. Rest your hearts down, reach your fingers forward, and just agree to be held by the earth for a moment. Another excellent place to come back to that simplicity of gratitude in order to find a deeper connection to love. Take your hands on a walk over to the right. And a stretch for your left side body. In your child's pose, just walking the palms over right. If you have variation here, you'd like to scoop the ribs up and over your right thigh a little more. Maybe reach deeper with the left hand or take right hand back by your hip. And your breath. Low and low, come through center, work towards the other side, hands stretch to the left. Take whatever variations you took first side. If you made those little additions on the right, take them here, stretching ribs up and over your thigh, maybe taking left palm back or extending right hand further forward. Let's see if you can do a little less wherever you are. Breathe more deeply into the spaces that desire the space without feeling like we have to yank or pull. And slowly come through center when you're ready. And just roll yourself back up to kneel rock pose. Take a big shoulder roll up, back, and around. Draw our fingertips forward slightly. Broken toe pose, curl your toes underneath you. We've been curling the toes throughout class. And then shift your weight back slightly. You can keep your hands forward like this if this is a lot for you. I remember the first time I did this, I was like, that is stupid. I don't need to do that at all. And then turns out, I'm just honest. But my work has brought me to this position quite a bit. And now I have much more of an ability to actually stack the shoulders over the hips, stretch through the soles of our feet. Our feet are moving around the earth for us all the time. And if we take deeper care, strengthen and stretch them, they're gonna agree towards our path quite a bit more. There's a lot of resistance here. Just lean into it for a moment. Notice that we don't have to live our lives in this shape. What a gift that is. You can take a deep breath. When you're ready, we'll come back down just to drum out the feet. Tops of the feet come down, drum that out. Ooh. And then just sweep your legs to one side to come to a seat. Come all the way forward. And we're gonna set ourselves up for a chest opener. And then also a supported bridge. So we have the bolster as our options, but I'm going to show you a few options before we come to them as we start to close class. First option is to take the bolster and use them for our next two shapes. First shape will be a chest expansion. So rolling onto the bolster, teeing out the arms will feel really juicy, not as much effort. The second shape will be to take the bolster perpendicular and slide it underneath our sacrum when we lift up for a bridge. Same options, but with blocks. You can take blocks on their second and then first side for something a little deeper. This block is going right behind my back ribs, and then the head is being caught by the block on its first side. This is going to be a slightly deeper variation than the bolster to really give you space through the heart. We're going to be in those shapes for a few minutes at a time, starting with the chest expansion. So your choice, blocks or bolster, to have underneath your heart space. And then just start to lay back here. Here for a few moments, just giving yourself space to once again soften where you can. In your own way, we'll start to slowly roll off of this chest support, encouraging a fetal shape to one side and pausing there for a moment. So gently rolling off to your right side. As you lay here, fetal shape, great reminder of all of the things that we share. Words from Martin Luther King that darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So press into your top palm. Another reminder in this fetal shape, shared humanity, equal in our humanness. Come up and we'll set ourselves up to come all the way to our backs, having either bolster or blanket now about midway on the mat so that when we roll onto our backs, we can tuck the knees in. But you can make your choice for either just staying as is, no props, shooting the feet up to the sky, allowing for blood to flow the opposite direction. You can take one block or two underneath the sacrum. This is the triangular bone at the base of the spine before we get to the butt cheeks. If the bolster or block is on the butt, it's going to be a little awkward for our backs and rest of the body as it follows. So allow the support to greet your sacrum. You can stay in supported bridge or find supported legs up the wall. Put the sacrum heavy into your bolster or your blocks. The bolster is going to once again be a nice cushy version of this. Just here for another couple moments. Acknowledging the blood flow moving the opposite direction it's used to for most of the day. Softening without judgment, just noticing if the face is still holding tension. Anywhere else in the body is holding on. A few more deep breaths. When you're ready, as slow as possible, like you're moving through water or honey, start to lower the heels down, coming from your supported bridge or legs up the wall variation. You can drag that bolster, maybe just scooting it to your knees or thighs, or just take it out and find the earth. When you're ready, the hips will lift up to drop everything down. So we're coming to Shavasana, coming to final rest. Allow for the hips and the glutes to greet the earth. Lengthen your legs long in front of you. Your head rests down. Spread all 10 fingers really wide. Take a deep breath. Exhale, relax the fingers entirely. Maybe with the feet, inhale, flex. Exhale, soften and relax. And then just find your next few breaths in Shavasana to be an invitation to take that anywhere else in the body. On the exhale, especially allowing the exhale to greet you more deeply, to become one with the earth beneath you. Receive a deep breath in. Release audibly. If you have more time and space, you'd like to stay where you are, you're more than welcome. You'll start adding small movements back into your body, wiggling toes, fingers. Rock your jaw side to side, rock your head side to side. Perhaps taking a big full body stretch back, reaching the hands to the back of your space, pointing your toes forward. And then wrapping yourself up in a hug from that length. Take your time. Give some actual love from you to you. Our ability to share and grow in this divine love with others starts with an acceptance and a deep love for ourselves. As you just start to roll to one side once again, or rock and roll your way up to a seat. Take your time. Relax the shoulders. Allow the seat to feel easeful. As you open the palms one last time, a gesture to receive. We don't have to take breath. We get to receive. We honor, we notice, and we breathe with intention. Every breath's a gift. Receive the breath in. Open mouth exhale. Inhale, reach up and overhead. Palms greet to prayer. Open mouth exhale down the midline. Thumbs rest at your heart. Head bows to your hands. Kind to yourself because you matter. Be kind to others because they matter. Light soul, heart in me chooses to love each and every one of you. Om Shivaya. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you at home and in this space. And let me know if you guys need anything at all on your way out. Take your time for the week. You're welcome.
Thank you, Jenna.
You're welcome, Kay. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Kim.
You can hear me.
I can kind of hear you. It's very low, but yes, I can hear you.
Thanks,
Love
Jenna.
I'm talking to the screen.
Sending love to everybody.
Thank you.
Love you.
Me too.